Hello and welcome to Faith Evolving. My name is Mary Clare, and last week I leaked to the press, aka you all, that I had never seen Prince of Egypt before. So now I'm gonna watch it, and you're gonna see my reactions as I watch it for the first time. So I've never done like a reaction style video like this, so I'm trying to figure out how it's all gonna go. So bear with me. I'm a little nervous actually. I've actually always really wanted to watch this movie. I remember like 5 years ago, I started to watch it. I was painting my nails, just like waiting for them to dry, and then I got tired and I went to bed and I never finished it. I got like 12 minutes in or something, and I was like, I can't invest this time right now. Today, I did try to paint my nails, and it was one of those situations where I painted them and then I didn't wait long enough for them to dry, so I smudged them, and then I had to paint another coat, and then it just kept happening. Something about my nails, I feel like they need to be pristine at all times, and I am straight up bothered right now. So I need to let that go and watch this dang movie. One last thing, I do have my Bible with me, so I can follow along. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you didn't include. I'm not trying to be like gatekeepy about it. I'm just interested. Okay. Without further ado, the 1998 DreamWorks animated film, The Prince of Egypt.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
She's singing in Hebrew? I'm gonna have to go back and look at what she's saying. So the lyrics translated into English are, "My good and tender son, don't be frightened and don't be scared." Also, there's a version of this song accessible on YouTube entirely in Hebrew, and it's beautiful and also linked in the description. This is this is so beautiful. Okay, wait. I like how they kind of give a nod to, Exodus 1 and 2. I was obviously glad that they didn't show the slaughter of an infant in this children's movie, but damn, this is so skillfully done and stunning. And stunning! Okay. And the way that they convey the heartbreak of the mom that isn't really talked about in the biblical text because they don't have time. Honestly, the Bible doesn't show a lot of emotion of what the characters are going through. So the way that they're like expanding on this story and just like this shot of the mother crying, heartbreaking and beautiful, and they really milked this part to make it really scary. But I do like how they included the sister following him because that is in the text. I'm pretty sure that's Miriam. We stand Miriam.
Come, Ramesses. We will show Pharaoh your new baby brother, Moses.
This person who voices the, singing of Moses' mother. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to hint at this later in the movie, but I do want to bring it up now. In the text, they didn't include this, honestly, because it might have been too convoluted to do this. I'm not bringing up the text to try to gatekeep their adaptation, just to add in some nuance. I love the artistic liberties they're taking. So right away in the text, Pharaoh's daughter says this is one of the Hebrew babies. This is the NIV translation. It's the one I currently have in front of me. But something along those lines, like she knows right away that Moses is not Egyptian, but decides to care for him anyway. And actually, Moses' sister asks her and says, "Shall I go get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" And she says, "Yes, go." So she goes back and finds her mother, and actually Moses' own mother raises Moses. I think off of nursing is basically like through his toddlerhood until he's like a young boy. So in the text, like Moses knows exactly where he's from and who his family is. And from what I know about this movie, I think that they have it so that Moses doesn't super know. I'm not sure yet. But that's a juicier kind of story to tell. So we'll wait and see what they actually do. But just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, within that, it can be kind of an example of Pharaoh's daughter doing this subversive act that even though like Pharaoh decreed that all these babies would have to be killed, she's like, I'm not following your orders, Dad. So kind of cool, kind of interesting. They're brothers. Oh, disrespectful. I love how they're setting up this like brotherhood friendship. That's not really in the text. Second born, second place. Oh. Aw, they give him a smile. No, it's a mustache. Disrespectful. Again. Ha ha ha. Uh-oh. They're really, like, destroying this town, aren't they?
But one weak link can break the chain of a mighty dynasty.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Fire Lord Ozai. Wait, so is the woman that saved him supposed to be Pharaoh's wife? Or Pharaoh's daughter in this adaptation? I'm confused. I'm sure it doesn't matter that much.
He must not allow himself to be led astray.
Oh.
Not even by you, my son.
That's gonna set up something really interesting.
All he cares about
I just know it.
is your approval. Well, you are rather pathetic. Single-handedly, you will manage to bring the greatest kingdom on earth to ruin.
This is such interesting foreshadowing! Disrespectful.
The Midian girl. That's a good idea.
Midian girl?
Go get her.
I'm confused.
By the
Moses
power
flees
of
to
Ra.
Midian. Okay. Oh, wait. This is exploitative and gross.
Let us inspect this.
Ramses, no.
More like a desert cobra. Not much of a snake.
Moses,
charmer,
no,
are you?
I can't with you. Moses marries a Midian girl. Is it her? Is it her? Is it her?
Still,
This is weird flirting and I don't like it. I don't like this flirting. I don't like them humiliating her. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, she knows because she's a girly. Are they just gonna give her to him as a prostitute in a children's movie? That doesn't happen in the text, but like, feels like some biblical shit, TBH. I bet you escaped. Yep. Queen shit. We love a girl boss.
guards.
Intrigue.
In my room.
Intrigue.
We'll look into it. Right away, sir.
Is he in love?
Oh, I'm
That's gotta be Miriam.
so sorry.
Miriam.
Miriam,
I
do you
knew you
want
cared about our freedom.
Freedom? Why would I care about
Because you're our brother.
Intrigue, intrigue!
what?
Like I said, in the text, this sort of scene doesn't happen, and it's because Moses kind of like knew who he was from birth. I want to say that definitively. So this isn't wrong. We don't know for sure that he knew who he was in the biblical text. I feel I need to clarify, but there's a chance that he did. You don't know really how long he was nursed or if he like forgot it all. But for the sake of this adaptation and the fact that this is a movie, I kind of like that they did this. I think it'd be a lot easier for, kids to understand, and it just makes it more fun, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
What did you say?
Music does. Music makes you remember things. It's a tangent, but match cut. Fair response. Fair response. So it was the mom, not the daughter. Okay. Dog. Interesting. Dreams do play an important role in a lot of the Hebrew Bible / Old Testament. Dreams are a really big thing. This animation, though. Oh my gosh. That. Oh, the archives. And he's like, why didn't nobody tell me this? Ah, the way they're humanizing different things. It's interesting. It's interesting.
For the greater good.
What? Who's greater good, though, Pharaoh? Who's greater good?
Sacrifice.
Get his ass.
Oh, my son. They were only slaves.
I hate it here. Ah! Ah!
Moses! Look, fate has turned our little misadventure into a great opportunity. I know Father will be so pleased with what
He's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Stop!
I don't think Ramses is in the Bible either, but...
Moses!
Okay. Okay, in the biblical text, it wasn't an accident. Moses just kills the guy in cold blood. But... yeah.
Who did this?
Boy's having a full-on identity crisis. Now's not the time, Miriam. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it is the time, but I don't think you would be able to receive it. Oh, sibling and sibling. Moses in the wilderness. What did I freaking stinking tell you about the Elijah narrative? Wandering alone in the wilderness is a very Moses thing to do. An identity crisis in the wilderness is also... the themes line up. The themes line up. God? Is that you? Just a tuft of hair. How he didn't suffocate to death? I don't know. Oh, is he in Midian? Yeah, he takes care of the sheep and everything. Yeah, this is in the text. This is in Exodus 3. And the water and the sisters. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Bible that I learned. Usually, I gotta pause. So if someone is by a well and a woman shows up, basically like it's a date, kind of. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but water, like wells and everything, symbolize fertility. So if like a guy's at a well and a woman shows up, it's basically like kind of like a little rom-com moment. You're like, oh, they're gonna fall in love. Brings a whole new meaning to Jesus and the woman at the well. Anyway. Not that it's necessarily the only reading, but it is a reading. Okay. I love this. Drop him. Yes. They said yes, girl boss. I love her. Yes. Yep. This is all in there. It's all in here. It's all in here. They're expanding upon it quite a bit, but... oh, she's so cute. He does stay with them for a while. Oh, and they're falling in love. Oh, and he gave her flowers. Oh, yep, and they get married. This is sweet. He's got a new life. He can be himself, but he's gonna get called back. Oh, where is he at? Horeb, the mountain of God, is where he ends up going. I wonder where we've heard Horeb, the mountain of God, before. Maybe my last video. A blazing bush. It's burning but not consumed by fire. God. Hey there, God, it's me, Moses. Hanani! I took one semester of Hebrew and I'm like, I know what it looks like in the actual text. Oh my gosh.
Take the sandals.
Yes, taking off your sandals, your shoes, because you're sitting on holy ground. Joshua does this too later in Judges, or no, in Joshua. It's in Joshua. Come on, know your stuff. Okay. This is stunning. I am. This is amazingly crafted. I love God.
was their enemy. I was the prince of Egypt, the son of the man who slaughtered their children. You've
That's
chosen
exactly
the wrong
why.
messenger.
God loves a juicy twist. People who have their feet in both lanes. God loves to do a little. God's a good storyteller. What can I freaking stinking say? Okay.
Speak to these people. Who made man?
Damn, God. So here's another instance of which, like, Moses kind of like knows where he came from, because in the text he's like, but can my brother come and speak for me? Because Moses like wasn't good at public speaking, basically. Yeah, that's obviously not here, but it's still cool. It's kind of like a hug. Do you all ever wish God would just speak to you that clearly, just like, set my house on fire, God, and just talk to me through that? That's a joke. That's a joke. But interesting, now that I'm seeing this, God being like, oh, hi, and then yelling, and then being like, oh no, oh, come here, baby. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. It's not gentle parenting, for sure. Being careful with what I say, but
Pharaoh will not listen.
I love the way that the line was delivered, of just like kind of anguish of like, but Egypt isn't going to listen. I know they're not going to listen. And you could kind of hear the heartbreak there. Interested to see what happens there. Okay, what's he going to say his wife? Aw, he's just happy to be alive? Question mark? Am I yelling? I think I'm yelling. He's so excited and wondered, and she's like, what does this mean for us, though, low-key? Interesting. I will say it took a lot more convincing for Moses in the Bible. Homie did not want to go. Okay, so fun thing that they're definitely gonna admit, because they don't have a son yet, but a weird story that's actually in here with like circumcision, and it's unclear whether Moses is circumcised or his son is circumcised, and I don't remember where it's at. Oh, everyone's like, girl, you're gonna show your face now.
You? What on earth are you dressed as?
Some of that will protect him from the sun.
Ramesses, it's so good to see you.
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
We are compelled to remind you that this man
Buzzkill.
committed a serious
Buzzkill.
crime against the
Buzzkill.
gods.
Buzzkill.
To bring it up. And we'll
Um,
that he is our brother Moses.
That's not why he's here, baby.
the Prince of
That's not why he's
Egypt.
here. Baby girl.
The power of
Finally,
God.
the staff magic tricks. Turn that bitch into a serpent. Why is Ramses not impressed? I'd be terrified. What is going on? Is that a spotlight? Are they about to do a choreographed number? Yep, they are. Intrigue.
You'll know what power is when we are done.
This is interesting. This is stunning. This song goes hard. This is a fun song. You're not gonna do that. So I think now is as good a time as any, because song did a good job of showing it, that my professor brought this up, and in OT1, we're about to get into the plague era, and it's really hard to read knowing all of that hurt and anguish that's happening, especially in our perception of Pharaoh as just like a dude. But this song kind of conveys that it is a war between two divine beings, because the Pharaoh he kept saying the evening and the morning star. He has power and control over everything. So it's this display of might, of I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to back down. And it's just kind of like icky and sucks that people were the casualties in this. And then you probably get into like just war principle and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it can mess with your perception of God for sure. So sorry if I just ruined your faith, but we'll ride it out. We'll ride it out. More of the movie now. And it was all theater because now they're just talking. Interesting.
A greater Egypt than that of my father.
See, I was saying my and not our now. Interesting.
Slaves.
My people.
Yeah.
And I can no longer hide in the desert while they suffer. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's in pain by this. This is a really heartbreaking dynamic of who he was conditioned to be, and then Moses' response to that. There it is. This is sad.
I will not be the weak link. Tell your people, as of today,
Said I'm not backing down.
their workload has been doubled.
It's Moses.
Moses!
In fact, Moses, when did you start caring about slaves? Was it when you found out that you were one of us?
Honestly, that's a great point of like, why didn't you care until now? And it's something to ask ourselves of like, why do we only care about oppression once it hits us? And yeah, in the text, like, it takes a while for the people to trust him. They're like, you're making our lives worse? I mean, it's a very valid for them to be like, maybe, like, leave us alone.
And even now, he saves you from the wrath of Pharaoh. God will not abandon you. So don't you abandon us.
Interesting. She says, and he saves you now from the wrath of Pharaoh. And we didn't, like, see a big scene, but it's because of his close relationship, friendship, brotherhood with Ramses in this, version that is saving him from not just, like, immediately getting killed. And kind of the necessity of he needed to be the person, like I said, to do this because he's can play both fields. I keep calling him Ramses. Yeah, we're skipping all the Aaron speaks for Moses part, which is fine because it doesn't make sense in the narrative that they've crafted from it. Oh, they just have him do it, right? What's going on? Oh, yep. Oh, Plague of Blood. That's ooky spooky. That's scary, but the animation's beautiful, of course. Yeah, that's terrifying. Explain
this to me.
I don't know. I do not know.
Yes, we are going to demonstrate the superior might of our God.
Interesting how they're doing this. Falls in line kind of with that article.
By the power of Ra.
Yep. It's a war between two gods.
Yes, Aaron, it's true. Pharaoh has the power. He can take away your food, your home, your freedom. He
Great
can take away
Great speech, bud.
your sons and daughters. For we will see God's wonders.
God of wonders beyond our majesty. Oh, the plagues. They do a whole song of it? I'm ready for this. Great use of a montage. The way they're playing on this tension. Once again, the vibes are Avatar Roku and Fire Lord, whatever his friend's name was. Okay. Which is good storytelling then, too. He said, no, destroy all my people, but I'm going to keep these slaves. They also have panic and pain energy. They both feel betrayed by each other. Oh my gosh! That shot? The animation! I need to pause real quick because my camera's about to die, and it might be a couple hours when I get back. It might not be. Depends on everything. So if the setup looks different, but we have about a half hour left. Okay.
I hoped I would find you here. Get out!
I liked that callback of the throwing
Ramesses,
wine.
we must bring this to an end. This place.
This is kind of heart-wrenching.
So many memories.
You were there.
Oh, he is unwell.
Right along with me.
Why can't things be the way they were before?
Aww.
Father,
Oh.
it's so dark.
I am the morning and the evening
Power
star.
corrupts.
I am
Ugh.
Pharaoh.
Something else is coming. Something much worse than anything before. Please, let go of your contempt for life before it destroys everything you hold dear.
He's
Think of your son.
foreshadowing.
I do. And there shall be a great cry in all of Egypt, such as never has been. or
That
ever
Ramses
will
was the
be
one
again.
saying that there was going to be a cry in Egypt when the cry in Egypt was going to be from the Egyptians. That was interesting. The storytelling's really immaculate how they're bringing this alive. I'm starting to theologize, which isn't helpful, but like, why is there evil in the world? We bring it upon ourselves. Maybe it's not necessarily holy consequences of like God's smiting us for being shitty, but like it's kind of like a what did you think was going to happen? I don't know. Like take climate change for example. Like yeah, like corporations aren't doing anything and now the climate's like going kaput. What did you think was going to happen? But this on a cosmic level. And it's sad. And I'm worried because that kid's going to die. I mean, spoilers if you haven't read Exodus, but that kid's going to die.
For tonight, I shall pass through the land of Egypt
The origins of
and
Passover.
smite all the firstborn. But when I see the blood upon your door, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not enter.
I don't know if you can see, but it says breath escaping on the subtitles. And in Judaism especially, like breath is life. So this is really like beautifully done. It's breath is what gives you life.
You and your people have my
Brother
permission
against brother.
to go. Leave me.
I think it's important to see how this is weighing on Moses too. That it's not good for... This hasn't been good on anyone. And this is the tragedy of war, even cosmic war. All the kids singing in Hebrew. My professor played this for us, talking about how beautifully it was done when we were covering Exodus in class. And I'll pop in what the words mean now. I'll look them up. So the children are singing an excerpt from Exodus 15, 1 through 18, also known as the Song of the Sea, which translates to, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. Who is like you in the heavens, O Lord? Who is like you, glorious in holiness? In your mercy you lead the children you have redeemed. In your love you lead the people you redeemed. I will sing, I will sing, I will sing. Rest for a moment. Okay, no more rest. I never thought about it this way of like getting them all out of town so they can just slaughter all of them without slaughtering anyone of their own on accident. Oh! God said hi. All right, this is one of my favorite stories in the Bible. So wonderfully fantastical. And it's a great VBS one for story time to create a set that we walked through and people would spray us with water bottles. It's a whole thing. But this isn't like that. This is terrifying. Brother with brother. Can you imagine walking through that? I would not go that enthusiastically. I would be very scared. That's terrifying. I'm scared of deep water. I'd say I'll actually take my luck with the Egyptians. Oh my gosh. I mean, God's got a flair for the dramatic. Damn. Hustle. Get there, get there. It's like I'm watching sports. So I should not make light of this. Girl, run! It's just tragic. Okay, God.
Thank you.
Oh. Because those were his people too, though. Both were his people. Ugh.
Goodbye, brother.
Look at your people, Moses. They are free.
Oh, did Homegirl get the 10 Commandments? It's a lot of people. The callback to his mom. Okay, hi, hello, hi. This movie is fantastic and I don't know why I'd never seen it before. Oh my goodness. I do want to say I got excited about the Hebrew in here when they peppered it in and like being able to recognize certain things and, you know, the original text and everything. And I myself am Christian and it's not my intent. If that leans into cultural appropriation, like I'm just enthusiastic, but obviously intent is an impact. So if you're Jewish and maybe I overstepped some bounds, can you please let me know? Because I really don't want to do that and I want to avoid that. Obviously, there's so much more in Exodus and so much more to Moses' story, but this is such a good movie. And it really, like it says at the top, it really got to the heart of the narrative. So go watch Prince of Egypt now. If you liked my content, if you liked this and you want to see more, go click on another one of my videos. You can subscribe so you're alerted and give this video a like so that YouTube knows that people like it, and do a little comedy comment. You can support me on my Patreon if you'd like. It is at this point where I give a special shout out to all my lovely patron saints of Faith Evolving. Also, I have a Ko-fi for one-time donations, and I also have merch. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So I believe, though, that is all. Thank you all for watching. Okay, bye.